this.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we get a few seconds.
Then
About to
then
get to
you
it.
come on me.
All right. So we get a notification.
Okay,
Ooh.
got it. Hola, hola, hola. Oh, sorry. Okay. So tonight we're trying something new, guys, and you got to turn on your volume. And there's a delay. We're trying something new tonight. We are trying to go simultaneously live on Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, bear with us.
It's gonna be
But it
interesting.
will be a fun filled night with me, officially Issa, and oh, let me log them on. Sorry. Let me bring y'all on. Fritz, where's your phone?
Oh.
See, that's what I was asking. Which one?
Can somebody from the studio bring me my phone? Because I need to be logged in. Thank you so much.
Lee, you're not on? You on?
Well, I'm all right.
Oh, yeah.
That was the echo I was talking about.
You gotta take out somebody.
Lee, go all the way down.
Remember, she can pick you up even though you're in the room.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
I don't know. Mute your phone. Mute it.
I just how you
Remember, you're in the same room. You can pick up.
okay, got it.
So we're just waiting on you.
Yeah, it's waiting on me.
All
Don't
right.
clean that, please. Studio, can somebody bring the phone for me, please?
I'm excited. I know it looks horrible right now, guys, but just bear with us.
It does not look horrible. It looks perfect.
No, we'll just us not being on time and prepared.
So anybody that log into the live can hit Issa, even though I got it on mute.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna pick up the feed through you. Through this, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. So
Learn something new every day.
do you want to start off with the topics?
Yeah. Yo. So first off, we good. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. A little bit of technical difficulties. Uh, I. He added you yet?
All right, now
We should be good as well.
we're good.
All right. The YSL coming.
We're good. If she comes, we add her, but we're not.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right, we're good.
How do you turn the?
Bro, you just told me to do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hell.
Don't do that. Okay.
All right. So we good. We good.
Perfect.
All right.
We
Sounds
Gucci.
good. So welcome back. Top of May. We about to get into some good topics, some good information tonight. I am Lee. I am here. I'm gonna let my co-hosts introduce themselves, and we're gonna get into some good topics regarding Drake and his latest situation, Bill Gates and his situation, and some couple Kevin Samuels topics. So it's gonna be an interesting show.
Alrighty, guys. So again, my name is Issa from Officially Issa. Our live went really well. The last time we decided to bring it back this Wednesday, and every first Wednesday of the month, we'll have different topics. And if you guys want to chime in and have say which topics you want to talk about, just DM me, Lee, or Frit, Mr. Exclusive. Excuse me, and I'll have him introduce himself, and we'll go from there. Also, if you guys want to join the live, we do have room for one more person. Just to go ahead and try to join me, and then I'll bring you guys in on any topics that we are talking about or discussing. And as always, chime in with your comments in the comments below, and let's have fun.
Just trying to figure it out.
Oh, hope you don't. Turn on that you want. That's not showing. I don't even know how that was possible.
And
All right, so you
Man, man, a lot of man. Most people wouldn't even move right now, man.
it's muted. I just turned the volume down low as I can. So we'll be able to hear it a little bit.
already just introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Mr. Exclusive. 95 and Ivy and New Age Medical
Now look at the
and the other
cameras.
stuff I can't talk about. So it is what it is. And then hopefully next week I'll be with the beard game with Lee.
Oh, he coming.
All right. So let's start off with the first question that Lee is going to orchestrate tonight.
All right, so the latest thing that hit the internet is Drake. All right, Drake had a situation where he flew out a couple. The young lady, I guess, is a singer. I checked out her Instagram, and she actually can sing. And she actually can sing, and she has a how can I say this? A very interesting Instagram, one that I was intrigued by myself. But yeah, Drake flew a couple out there to him. He wanted to sign the young lady. I guess he, ended up sending the guy back home. Maybe he had to go to work. I don't know. But Drake actually ended up sleeping with the young lady. And the guy posted about it on Instagram, saying that basically like Drake ruined this relationship 8 years down the drain. Like he ruined this beautiful situation. The young lady's about 26 and they've been together for like 8 years. So we want to tap in and kind of give our views on about it. Kind of see who was wrong, who did what, and kind of how we would have played the situation. So, how would you guys play the Drake situation, or do you think Drake was wrong?
I don't think Drake was wrong at all. I don't think Drake was wrong at all.
Mhm.
He saw the opportunity. He thought going to get a brand new artist and realized that he could have had uh, Gucci involved at the same
Ooh,
time.
ooh.
And Drake is single, alpha male, you know. I think he just saw the opportunity, and she saw the opportunity to sleep with a person of his caliber. Who would miss that? I mean, once the
Yeah.
opportunity arises, you got to do what you got to do. And she was willing to put her marriage, her fiance, on the line for that, and he has
Right.
to understand.
Right.
That's Drake. You know,
What does that mean? That's Drake.
if they had a baby and he stayed with her, that means Drake would have taken care of the kid and would take care of him and her also.
If he wanted to stay.
I mean, where would he go? The only reason he's leaving is because he feels shame.
Oh, you talking about the boyfriend?
Yeah, where would he go? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
that's the only reason he's leaving because he feels shame
Right.
that it came out. If it was a situation like,
Right.
this is for us, we got him, and he went and
I
he
don't
jumped
think it's the
on.
first time it happened. Me myself.
I agree with you.
I actually don't disagree with you guys in the fact that nobody can't make you do anything you don't want to do. I don't care who you are, how much money you have. If you want to do something, you're going to do it, regardless of. And if you don't want to do it, in the same factor, you're not going to do it. If she respected her marriage or her relationship more,
Hmm.
she would have, kept it in the pens, despite that opportunity that Drake can have brought, so to
Right.
speak. So I think the boyfriend's just being salty,
Okay.
and Drake is wrong, but I don't blame him. If she allowed it to happen, the way people are putting it in the comments is that he knew what he was doing. He went to sleep with the girl, like he befriended them on purpose.
It wouldn't be the first time in history it happened.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be the first time.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, Lee, is there a woman out there of celebrity status that you would see and you'd be like, oh my God? And if you was with a woman and you was like, man, I've got to sleep with her because the opportunity is there? Do you have, I mean, I'm not saying, but is there a woman out there? Is there a celebrity woman out there that you want to sleep with?
I mean, of course.
That you said, okay.
Yeah.
So at the same time,
of course,
like,
yeah.
let's divert this question to Issa.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Is there a celebrity man that you wouldn't mind sleeping with? It doesn't have to be any caliber. It could be an archaeologist.
At this point in my life,
Hold on, before you even go deep with all this,
no, I'm being realistic.
I'm just saying that
there is no guy out there right now I want to sleep with. In all honesty,
no man.
no.
There's no celebrity right now that you
Absolutely
look
not.
at and say, boom.
And I'm being 100.
Yeah, Get off the show.
I
Come on.
swear to
Get
you.
off the show.
I
No,
swear.
get off the show. I understand now. He's a
Listen.
boxer. I understand. You wanna get hit, man. Shit, I wouldn't want to get hit either. I understand.
I
You
promise
gotta answer it
you.
correctly.
But listen, here's the thing: you gotta know your female. You gotta know what girl you with. You gotta know if you got her, if she about money, if she about that
Right.
fame. That's if you got her that way, you gotta be watching out because there's somebody always that has money or another higher fame than you, so to speak. Understand? If you got your girl with money and there's somebody around her who has more money, she might lurk to the side if he's throwing that at her.
Right.
If she don't come with that kind of you know what I'm saying? Like if she's not that tight, no, money ain't everything.
Well, the issue I had with it was, look, we know what industry Drake is. He's an artist. She's an inspiring artist. If when Drake hits your line saying, "Hey, I want to fly you. I'm possibly thinking about signing you to my label. You can be the first lady of OVO." She's going.
She made a choice.
She made a choice. Yeah, I know
Right.
she brought her boo with her, and his boo thinking that, oh, she loves him so much she wouldn't sleep with Drake. Come on, man. What are we talking
And
about? We talking
that's
about
just,
the
that
biggest
that is
artists
just a
in that
flip
industry.
on how sometimes you guys feel like, oh, or vice versa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just flipped on y'all. Y'all thought, okay, I got her locked down. She ain't gonna do nothing, and she did.
It ain't flip on me.
I'm not saying you
Because
personally. I'm just
it got,
saying.
because for me it's like once you get on that foot, ain't no telling what might can happen. The man got capabilities to do whatever, whenever he can. You can. I don't know if he flew him to Canada and y'all want to fly to Bora Bora. This man can introduce her to things she's never been introduced before. Artists, trips, music, beats, talent,
No, I get
singing.
it.
You know, it's so
I'm
many
just saying she made
things.
a choice in what she made a choice.
I ain't
Not
mad at
every,
Drake.
and I just said I don't,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not even mad at Drake. I'm just saying like I think maybe he knew the situation and used his leverage, but not every girl is like that, Fritz.
I didn't say every girl was like
Mr.
that.
Exclusive,
I
you
asked a
got
straight
you.
question, and you threw it left and right in whatever direction. I said, "Hey, is
No,
there
but
a celebrity out there?"
I'm gonna be
You
straight up
said
though.
no. I said, "Okay, cool." I said, "Okay, cool." You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to be about money. It could be somebody of a great mind. They're like, "Oh my god, this
And I ain't
person's
never. I'm
mind
not
is
even saying
amazing."
that there's never been a celebrity. I'm just saying right now it's just not one I
Oh,
have in
in that
mind.
mind frame.
Yeah.
But she 26
And
in
she's seen the
in a
biggest artists.
in an 8 year relationship. Come on, man. She might be in the middle of her 304 phase. Come on, man. She
So
tapping in. She using her abilities, her
And what is a
talent.
304 fix? You can explain to the people
Oh
because a lot
man,
of people don't know what that
the
means.
304 is just HOE spelled backwards. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
we're
So
going back into the beeper days.
yeah, she she
Mm.
she in the middle of that phase. I mean, I looked at her Instagram. I mean, she is definitely Drake's type. Nice and thick, pretty. Come on, man. We already know what when Drake hit your line, yeah, you sound good. But when I see you, I'm trying to see what's happening.
Mm.
I'm trying to introduce myself to you in a real nice way. Come on, man.
In a real lucrative way.
Yeah, he gonna
So
take
it'd be
care of it.
better off if she would have said, "Listen, if I sleep with Drake, it's going to be the betterment of both of us."
If
She
she
didn't
was
say
better off,
saying that.
how the boyfriend found out?
Probably went through her phone. Listen, these days people got locations. They checking your iCloud. They doing all type of that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty. I
You
know
didn't see the
Drake
new
ain't hit
air
her.
tag they created?
I
No.
just saw that.
All
What's
right. Oh,
that?
you said no?
No.
Oh Lord.
Come
What
on,
You
is
know what that
that?
is?
man.
You probably got four of them.
Air
Come
tag?
on,
Air
man.
tag, where you just it's a little key that you can just drop anywhere in the car, anywhere somebody purse or whatever,
So
and
you
track
schooling the people
and
too
track
much.
It just
and
Mm-mm.
track
came
the
out.
person.
It's real stalkers.
Mm-mm.
It's Stalker 3000.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So when they
Air
say, "Hey, where
tag.
you at?" "Oh, I'm at church." Really? At such and such in Miami?
Mm-mm.
Crazy. Yeah, man. It's Well, yeah, that's just a situation that I could never me. I can't be mad at Drake. I just think Buddy just really like think his woman would love him enough to where she wouldn't commit that act.
Right, and a lot of guys may think that. That's what I'm saying. A lot
The
of guys may
ego.
think that, yeah. And they just believe their girlfriend won't, and then she put in a position, a predicament where she made a choice, and homegirl made her choice.
Man, that choice was made 6 years ago when
It's been made.
that was made a while ago, man. When Drake came out with Kiki, "Do You Love Me?" You know what I mean? That decision been made. Then the opportunity come with the biggest star in the world. Come on, man. You think she gonna turn that down because she in love with you? Come on, man. What we talking about?
I mean, it's a hurtful thing to say that, but you know it's true.
You gotta respect the game.
You gotta respect it.
It is what it is. It don't
You
spare
better off saying,
nobody.
"Hey, babe, I'm gonna sleep with him. It's
Make
gonna
a
better
deal.
all of us." I got you. Go
Make a
ahead.
pact.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Ride him out.
Alrighty.
Ride him out.
I mean, it is what it is, man. I saw a couple people was mad at Drake because they trying to say Drake foul, and I'm always of the mindset, even when I'm dating somebody, or when women cheat or men cheat, if I'm with somebody she cheat on me, I'm never mad at the guy because he owes me no loyalty. My girl owe me
Agree. And that's what
loyalty.
I was trying to say. Yeah. She
Yeah,
made that choice.
yeah. She jumped out there and rode that man the greatest. That's what she did, right? But I can never be mad at Drake because he owes me nothing. The only thing this guy
No,
can
it
do
not.
is level up. You know what I'm saying? He just gotta level up. I don't know if you gonna ever get to that status, but you gotta take that L and just learn from it, man.
So the person select. So how do you? I mean, how do you level up from? Well, like you just said, it's kind of hurtful because she's for you to even say, "All right, you slept with Drake. Who can you sleep next with?" He probably got to sleep with Drake too to
What,
actually be
Prince?
like, "Yo, I got back at you."
Man, life ain't fair. But listen, when we talk about personal development, life ain't fair, bro. Sometimes you just gotta take that L, wipe your face off, get up, and just go on about your business. Just find you some other
Okay, let me
women.
ask you guys. If you guys were in a she married?
Nah,
No,
they was
gonna get married.
yeah, engaged.
So let's throw that question to you. If you were in a serious relationship and you had one of your celebrity idols come on your show
Mhm.
and you had the opportunity to sleep with her, would you?
If it's Halle Berry,
Wait,
boy, she hit.
if a
Now
celebrity
he quiet.
Yeah, if
celebrity
it's
Now
came
he
on
Halle,
the
quiet.
she
show and said
hit.
it was
Uh-huh.
That's
a,
just
you
what
know
it
what? It's
There
probably
we
is.
no.
go.
I probably
No.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
That's
Oh,
just
I
what
don't
what?
know.
it
I don't
is.
know. I don't. No, I
Now
mean,
you
no,
don't
no.
Come
know?
on,
No, I'm,
man.
you're asking me like who? Like
You
who?
I'm asking you what you've asked me.
Oprah talked to me and say, "Yo, what's up?" I'm gonna look at Oprah and I'm gonna say, "What do you mean by what's up?" And if I have to explain to someone and say, "Yo, listen, Oprah want me to hit," I have to talk to my significant other and explain to them like, "This is for us. This is
Christian,
us."
you hitting Oprah.
You know what I'm saying?
Without telling his
Come on,
significant
man.
other.
Nah, I would tell because Oprah gonna say something. Oprah gonna say something. Oprah
I...
gonna call the dog Fritz or somebody Fritz in her household, and they be like, "Who you talking about?" So
Hey,
yeah, it's
first,
going down.
listen,
Like
All
they say,
right.
it's going down in the
it's
DM.
it's happening. You understand what I'm saying? It's
Nah, but
happening.
you know, it's yeah. I don't know. We got to see. We got to see because every woman I have ever known in my life and everyone I've ever talked to, or friends and family or whatever, they all told me that they have this particular one person that they always want to
Everybody
be with.
do.
Everybody has this person. Like
Yeah.
yo, everybody. So for me to hear what you just said today was amazing.
No,
But
no, no,
I
no.
see how you directed it. You said as the person of your life right now, and
No, I
because
said today in my life, there
yes,
is nobody in my mind that I would see today and would want to cheat with.
that's what I'm
If
saying.
if cheating happens, it's cheating happens. It's not that that's a celebrity figure I want to sleep with. That's all I said.
Yeah, but if y'all going back and forth and they decide to fly you out there, you ain't going out there under. Oh, I'm just gonna have a drink. I'm
Absolutely
just gonna
not.
be nah.
No,
She
no,
get on that
no,
flight,
no. I ain't with that. Like
or if I'm
no,
getting
those
on the
girls who know
flight,
what they know what it's about. No,
Not really.
what?
Not really.
Come on,
Fritz.
Fred.
No, not
Come
really.
on.
Not really. There's some women that's flying out, has no inclination that they're gonna sleep with nobody. They just going out there to do what they do, and it's like, oh my god, I didn't know this what you wanted.
Okay.
There is definitely
Now you
people
get off
like
the
that.
show.
No, I'm telling you, there is women like that.
You
That
know,
has no intention of this is what it was supposed to be. They had all intention of, hey, this I was flown out for a
Flued.
business meeting or whatever the situation was, and they had nothing, they
that's
had
a.
no inclination that they were gonna sleep with anybody.
You know what?
And if it happened, it happened, but they did not have that in their mind. There is women like that.
So you talk. So you and I'm not saying that things can make nothing happen, but if it's the same thing. If you go, so a guy invites you to Bora Bora, fly you
Mhm,
out there,
mhm.
both single, and you have no intent. You have nothing that says that he's gonna want to sleep with me.
I mean,
She gotta know.
it doesn't. I mean, it's all about how the conversation started and how everything works out.
Okay.
Again,
Okay. I
men
agree with
and
that.
women have different conversations
Agreed.
at times.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Somebody being nice to a man and a man say,
So
"Oh my
why
God,
would a
she's
man
feeling me,"
spend that money to bring her over to Bora Bora
because she
for,
probably was on the phone with him and said, "I've never been to Bora Bora,"
and he just want
and
out
he
of your
got it. He
pocket?
like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you to Bora Bora. I'm gonna take you to Bora
Next
Bora."
question.
Listen,
Not, oh my God.
listen. Hold on. 'Cause
So hold
listen,
on. So you trying to say
hold
every
on,
woman
hold on.
that's flown out
I'm
has
Hold
saying
on.
everybody who's
Go ahead,
flued
Lee.
out, they should have
Listen,
the idea or thought that that is a possibility to happen. Don't be naive.
listen,
What?
it's I ain't flying nobody out unless something is understood.
Bingo.
For
I don't
real?
know who
What?
showed up
Come
today.
on, man. I ain't listen,
For real?
Fritz. If I spend so much as a penny on a flight,
If a man spends
a
his
bus
money
ticket,
on
come on, man. We have
something
to
or
understand. We
someone,
grown.
he has interest
Wow. So it can't be like, oh, you're my friend. You're going through hardship right now.
in it. You didn't say that in
You
the
need to
beginning. You did not
relax.
disclose that. That
Huh?
wasn't the case.
All of that's part of it too.
Oh, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's part
When
of
do
the
you say?
that's
When?
part of
Okay,
the
let me ask you a
package.
question. When do you say, "Hey, I'm flying you out. I gotta have sex"?
Listen, you gotta have a
Say that
It
again.
conversation.
ain't.
I don't think you're gonna say it like that.
Thank you.
I've
No.
never
I mean, you're
I've
not gonna say
never
it like that,
said
but
it.
it's in your mind already.
It's gonna
So
be
what I'm
some.
asking you is, when do you say that in your head that, hey, I'm gonna fly her out, but sex has to be involved, but I don't want to tell her
Uh,
and mess that up.
well, I would never say it like
Just like
that.
how y'all
I wouldn't be like.
maneuver girls
I wouldn't
to
say.
being with them, but y'all really don't want to be with them, but y'all just waste their time just to get what you want. And then when you're done with it, then you leave. Same
Ooh.
concept.
Ooh, where did that come
Because you acting naive right now. The different Fritz showed up tonight.
from? No, I'm just no, not a different person. Just I'm trying to understand.
No,
I hate
no.
it. It's like when men call women hoes, right? What Lee was saying that, and there's a perspective how men look at women and call them hoes, but then another man might say that, oh, what she did is not hoish. So what I'm trying to get at is why, where does it get to the point where she's got flown out to Bora Bora? She was on the phone talking about how much she's never been to Bora Bora.
Mhm.
She got flown out to Bora Bora to have fun, but then
Yeah, you don't even
he
say.
later tries her later, but then it had no intention. That's what he wanted. It's just that outfit that she wore, the sun hit a
On that
different way.
topic, can I ask a question?
I go ahead.
How do you guys feel about the Lori Harvey situation?
What about it?
Because it's the same concept what you're saying. When guys
Oh, Lord,
act
giving it
hoish,
up though.
it's okay, but when women do the same concept, now everybody want to
What,
drag her.
what multi dating?
What do you think about it? Do you think it's
It's
multi-dating?
okay.
I'm
You
cool
leave.
with it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because I think just when we 20, 25, 28, like you still really learning yourself. So, I believe in dating multiple people.
Somebody say, if I accept sending you all the way to Bora Bora, you know it's about to go down. Down.
I'm with you, my
Why?
boy.
Thank you.
I'm with you. Hey,
Thank
oh, look,
you.
Why gotta be down?
boy, I'm up. Come on, man, it's going
It
down.
can't be a spiritual retreat.
Oh, it can be spiritual, all right.
With somebody you just met,
Yeah,
Fritz?
but we're gonna get connected.
What?
Mm-mm.
That's what's gonna happen.
I
What do
know
you
people who
mean?
got married in a week. Married,
I
boom,
didn't say.
knew they want to the rest of their life with
Did
this
they have
person.
sex or did they not have sex and
They
got married?
probably, I never asked them.
Oh,
That was a
okay.
question. That's a good question. I'm asking them
Okay.
when I get off the show. Did you
Fritz,
have sex with this lady
Okay.
after the week?
Fritz, you ain't flying nobody out.
Dang.
Of
Well,
course
first
I
of all, let's
am.
You
ask him.
ain't
Fritz, are you
flying
Why
flying?
not?
nobody
I fly
out.
somebody out and I have to have sex.
Just
I didn't say you don't have to. I said your intention is not to have.
Of course, the intention is not to have sex.
You don't intend to have sex.
Nah, it doesn't have to happen like that.
man.
Why it can't be like that?
Fritz left his cap at home
Oh my
tonight.
Next
God! Why it has to
question.
be like
He
that?
left his cap at.
Huh?
It's not. Come on, man.
Huh? I gotta sleep with the person if I float them out.
Somebody said, hell nah. Hell
Yeah.
nah what? Hell nah they not going to have sex or hell nah they will?
Oh man, that's bad. That's bad. Well, let's get back to the Lori Harvey situation you
Go
talked
ahead.
about so well.
Thank
So
you.
Lori Harvey now is doing the right thing, and the reason why I respect what she said because when I remember I was young. I got a story. I was younger, and I was going out with this female. We just went out. We went out,
I just want to
and
say the people saying you lying, but go ahead.
but I
Fritz
went out.
capping the
I went
gravy.
out, and I went on a date. It was great. It was an amazing date. Then I went out again somewhere, and I went in the mall, and I seen the girl in the mall with somebody else. She looked at me and said, "What's up?" And because I was naive to the dating game, I didn't say a word to her. So I think at the time I had a beeper. So she beat me, so I had to get to a damn payphone somewhere to call her back. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" She said, "Oh, did you just see me?" And this is a long time ago. She said, "You just see me in bird eyes and didn't say hello." I said, "But you was with a guy. I'm not gonna say hello." And I was upset and I was mad. You know what she told me?
What she said?
She said, "Hold on, I'm lost here because we're dating. So I dated you, and then I'm dating somebody, and I'm dating. But if you want exclusivity, we have to talk about that. And she opened my mind right then and there because I was always in the impression, hey, if I went out with you, which is my fault, if I went out with you, I assume we're dating without us even talking about it. If I went out, I went on a date with you, we had fun, one or two dates, I assume that we're in a relationship.
And what did you think prior to the relationship?
Prior to what relationship?
What whatever you guys had before her telling you that? What did you think?
I thought it was a relationship. I thought it was a relationship.
Chris out here going with
I
the
was,
wind.
you know what I'm saying? I thought it was a relationship.
And that's why you flying
You know
Bora
what I'm
people to
saying?
Bora Bora
So that's
on
why
the
I
house.
find somebody
I
in
know,
Bora
come
Bora
on,
and not
man.
knowing that there's no sex involved. But then, yeah, I went out, and then she explained to me, and she's like, "Listen, we're dating until we have a conversation that we're together. I'm gonna keep on dating," and that has stuck with me
But I agree with
since
that.
that
Yeah,
situation.
ain't
I
nothing
agree
wrong
with
with
that.
that.
That stuck with me hard. Like, hey,
Yeah.
listen, you can date everybody. You cannot be mad until me and you have a conversation of, "Look, you want exclusivity with me and whatever the situation is." That's when I'm gonna do it. And that right
And
there
I
taught me
agree
a
with
lot. And
that.
what she taught me, it hurt me, but she schooled me like, I'm like, damn, I've been doing this all wrong.
All wrong.
All wrong. I'm like, okay, I got you. And she really taught me a life lesson when she did
Learn
that.
though.
I agree.
A big life lesson.
I do
So
agree with
I
that.
think Lori Harvey is doing the right thing. She can sleep and do whatever she wants to do with whoever. She can have sex with whoever and whoever she wants. She can date fathers,
Now that's complaining.
sons, everything. She can do that. I mean, it's kind of hard in the
Come on,
household to
man.
know that
Come
your
on.
son hit the same woman you with. It's kind of hard to look at his face. But,
That's crazy.
I agree that she can do whatever she wants to do.
All right, so would you be the guy that cuffs her after she you can publicly see who she's been dating?
No, but it's not a good thing.
So if y'all know a woman's been with
Right.
multiple men
It's men
prior to
ego.
you, you don't want to wife her.
It's hard. It's hard. Listen, I know people who were in locomotive action and married the woman. With
Yeah.
the woman right now. When I look at that man, I said, bro, you're the strongest man in the world because I couldn't do it.
So what?
I
Okay.
couldn't do it, and I couldn't do it because I know other men that we were all in the room together.
Listen.
So
So it's
you
like, how do
wouldn't,
you
you
do
couldn't
that?
be in a relationship like with a stripper or somebody who.
No, no, I'm not saying that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm
Oh,
saying
she
no,
been with
no.
a lot of people.
Strip. No, 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 no,
You
no,
could
no,
date
no,
an
no, no.
active stripper.
I can. Can I date an active stripper?
An active stripper. Like she in here with us chilling. She like, babe, I'm about to go to work.
Yes, I could.
Hey man,
I
Fred,
could.
man. Hey, we got a clone in here tonight,
For real,
man.
for real.
We
No,
got a
for real.
whole
No,
clone
you
in here
asked me a
tonight,
question.
man.
You asked me, can I date an active stripper?
An active stripper.
Yes, I could date an active stripper. It depends on what
What
club
is
she's.
the difference from an active stripper
No, because it's different
dating
clubs. You see, people who don't go to
versus?
strip clubs cannot ask me a question about. I cannot say an active stripper. Now, if she's in a black active stripper club, then it's going down. But if she's at Rachel's, it's a whole different.
Rachel spent
Nah,
30,000 a night. You think somebody ain't having sex?
nah, I've been
That-
in some,
Please.
I've been in some Rachel's to watch some of them
Please.
girls dance. They ain't even, you can't even touch them.
Yeah, but
You can't even.
Yeah, you can't touch
Listen.
them there, but I bet they about to meet
Listen.
you up somewhere else.
They'll be just somewhere else.
listen,
Oh,
With the money
bad.
they spending.
I have been with some
Fritz, you
mentors
are.
of mine,
What is
man.
wrong with you tonight?
And literally a white woman can walk past. She has her ass look like this wall is that flat,
Mm.
and they talking about, did you see that ass? And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking like, what? So when you say the girls in Rachel's, I'm like, bro, they see that and think that look good. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I'm saying?
from
Like
my
that ain't
experience in
come on,
Rachel's, I've
man.
noticed that most of the clientele in there, they're not touching. She's showing what she's showing, but they're not doing so much harsh touching and feeling. Again,
She getting
I
that.
used to think, oh, I couldn't date a stripper, but I'll be lying. I can't say that. I would be lying if I stood here right now on this platform
Like
and say,
date,
yeah,
not
date,
sleep,
that's
just
tough,
date.
in a
man.
relationship with a stripper.
You a
or,
cuff one?
huh?
You a cuff one on the ground with her? Everything.
I'll cuff one.
I don't see no problem with whatever anybody want to do. I'm just saying, how can you say you wouldn't date Lori Harvey, but yet you would date a stripper? That just
No, no, no.
confuses me.
I said I wouldn't date. I wouldn't. No, I didn't say Glory Harvey. Listen to what I said. I said I know somebody that had a locomotive train with a female, and he cuffed the female
That's
and married the
crazy.
female. I said I am not strong like I'm not that built like that.
Okay, so they just
But
asked, would you cuff someone after publicly known? Ask your question again.
Like we publicly seen Lori with numerous of guys. Would you still cuff her?
You said
Of
no.
course. I would cuff her.
I couldn't.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Especially if we like the way Lori Harvey is in terms of the entertainment industry. We see entertainer, like we all in the same environment. So for me, for Lori, as beautiful as I think she is, as fine as I think she is, I couldn't really take it to that next level with her. Just because I know you done gave it up to 20 guys before me,
So
and that I know
So
that
20's your cap.
I mean 20 ain't my cap.
Huh?
I'm
Huh?
just saying.
20's
mm,
your cap
Nah,
then.
but
What
listen,
is your cap? How many caps can your woman have?
with between guys that I know that she's
that's a
been
good
with.
question.
No, not she been with.
How
Yeah, like she
many
tell you.
bodies does a
Listen,
woman
There,
have to
a
have
man has a
before?
cap where they want what they want. What's your cap?
I can't say I have a cap because I'm not asking no I'm not asking you how many guys you've been with. And two, when you do tell me, I don't believe that's your actual number.
You add a zero to it,
How?
or you 10x it.
But I'm gonna tell you, I do got a rule though. I do got a rule. Like if she over, this how I kind of calculate it. If she's over 18, I calculate she done had at least two partners per year at 18.
Two
18 to
partners
25.
per
Yeah, it
year
could be one every
at
6 months.
18. Gotcha.
Could be one every 6 months. That number could be on, that number could be off. But I'm not going into it thinking she only had sex with three people. And we both in our 30s. Like that's insane to me. You know what I'm saying? I understand she's had experience. I'm not trying to figure out who all you done been with.
So you couldn't have a good conversation with your woman and say, listen, you won't ask her that because it'll hurt your feelings.
No, I mean, I don't want to hear you tell me you done gave it up to 100 guys. That's just me.
But
And
if
I
she
know
said,
some
but if
girls
she
like
gave it
that.
to 100 guys and she said, this is the reason why we have great sex right now,
But
and
this
you're
is
like,
all
whoa,
before you, though.
Listen,
exactly.
man. Listen. Part of my soul gonna leave my body.
Mhm.
Part of my soul gonna leave my body, man. I like to think I make good
Is
decisions.
it because she slept with 100 guys and is you're gonna be walking down the street with her in the mall somewhere
Let's
and
not
they
say 100.
laughing?
Let's say 20.
I mean, 100 is high, but 100 is not necessarily out of reason with these days. Like
It's
it's
not out of
happening.
reason.
It's happening. Like I can't be with you and call you my girl. You done gave that thing up to 100 guys. You done gave your soul to them. You done gave your vibes to them. I can't even go to the grocery store without seeing five guys that done touch. I don't want no sub.
So you would want those girls that's like either out of town or somebody nobody's in the city had.
I mean, if it's a popular girl in the city, I'm calculating guys done got it. So for me, it's like we're gonna have fun, we're gonna entertain each other, but it ain't gonna be nothing real serious. It ain't gonna be nothing I'm trying to be on Front Street with you.
Somebody say five is high. Good luck.
Five is
That's what I'm
high.
saying. Like you got different people with different numbers. Five ain't high. We grown. She 30 years old. Come on, man. Five, that ain't even unrealistic. That's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn.
but then you'll be a guy that had got you 50 bodies, and you talking about five is high. That don't make no sense, man. Come on, man.
Coming from a man.
I mean, it just doesn't make any real logical sense. Five
It
is
really
like
don't.
crazy. Like
First thing, you can't compare a man and a woman. Okay, a man can have 100. Our 100 don't hit as hard as a woman 100.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I
a
don't know.
woman should treat her
Because
body as
I'm
a
thinking
Can't
temple.
say
about
You
you
know
don't
what I'm
know.
I'm
saying?
thinking about the amount of. I think my mind goes different. I just think different. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
You'll cuff somebody with 100 bodies?
with 100 bodies.
Yeah.
Let's take a beautiful boy. Boy, I know you want to have sex.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about
Listen.
I'm talking about
Listen.
cuff though.
It's all about the age group. You know what I'm saying? It's all about. I don't know. It's hard. Listen. I don't. Sometimes women will tell you they only had 10 people in their life
Can't be
and
lying.
lie in your face.
Yeah.
Look you dead in
Whole
your face and say, "I
line.
only been with 10 people,"
Yeah.
and you be like, "Oh, okay," and then you find out later,
Just living.
Why does that matter?
huh?
Why does that matter?
Why does that matter?
Yeah, it's before you.
No, 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 no.
it,
Yes, it's
ma- it,
before.
it
It's
certainly
before. It's
matters.
before you, but then we want to know exactly who we stepping out with and who we on the street with and what we're
You
doing.
stepping out with the person who you fell in love with, the vibe, the energy, the whatever she doing for you. Like
Yeah.
that's who you stepping out with.
I'm not
Yeah, but
stepping out with
if she has a history past, you got to know the history past before you know what you're doing. Men care about being ridiculed. And walking with a woman who have 100 bodies under her belt, and one of those men probably used to mutter out, and he's looking at that and laughing. We care about the understanding, but if we say, okay, we don't care, they had a conversation with us and said, I have 100 bodies under my belt. I done been around. I did my thing. I'm not that person anymore. I jumped in the river and got blessed, and now I'm holy again, and I'm brand new. And then
My,
you'd be like, all
what
right,
did
cool.
the other girl say? My holism is
yeah.
deleted.
What's her name? The she was dating a little football dude,
What did she
man.
say?
She said her holiness got deleted.
Oh, yeah,
After
Yeah,
she met him.
yeah.
yeah, but she done been with numerous of people in the industry. Nah, they ain't deleted. What is gonna happen is I'm gonna be the 101, and you can go find your 102 who you gonna cuff and who you gonna be with. I can't take you serious, man.
But what I want to say out there is
Now, what is
everybody
happening?
do not hear what I'm saying or Lee's saying or even what Issa's saying. We want you to go out. If you want to be sleep with as much men as you want to, go ahead. Do what you got to do. Do not listen to us and say you're not going to get a good man. That is a lie. Men will cuff you if you got 1,000 bodies. Don't let us direct you any different direction.
So let's go into the
Okay?
let's go into the topic of Kevin Samuels now that you're talking about men cuffing women.
Mhm.
Go with your
Mm.
question, Lee, because
Okay,
that's a good
cool.
segue.
Cool. So, which one you talking about? The one with Bill Gates on there?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, Kevin Samuels, he's one of those guys. I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with him, but he talks about the thing that high value men don't cheat. That high value men basically exercise their options. So he posted something on his page and his stories. Basically, Bill Gates, I guess every summer or something like that, he was flying on a vacation with like his side chick.
His
Wow,
ex-wife or ex-girlfriend.
his ex girlfriend or
Mm-hmm.
something. So
Mm-hmm.
they hanging out, and
And the wife was
Melinda,
okay.
yeah, and Melinda Gates, she was okay with it. And so essentially, that's what Bill Gates was saying. Like people of a certain caliber, of a certain tax bracket, they don't trip on stuff like that because they kind of understand that it's going to happen, but just don't publicly embarrass me. Just don't have no kids. Just don't bring me back no STDs. So that's essentially what Kevin Samuels is saying about high value men, that they don't cheat, they just exercise their options.
Thoughts?
Thoughts? I mean, in layman terms, pretty much if you got money, you got bread, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, pretty much. I mean, and Bill Gates has the money.
He
And,
ain't got the money. This
and
man got
you know what I'm saying?
this type of money.
Yeah, his type of money.
This type of money is
Yeah,
just, I don't even know. I don't
he's
even
got
know.
the paper where he can do whatever he wants to do. So I mean, you know, it's got to be acceptable. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It might be again. You know, we know Easter's not gonna allow
No,
that.
I'm about to
Are
ask
you gonna allow
Issa.
that,
I'm
Easter?
about to put Issa
You know
on
what I'm
the
saying? Because
table.
you know
Yo,
what I'm saying.
Ask
And
me.
yo,
What?
I mean,
Ask me anything.
your man, your husband is up $140 billion,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how that conversation goes where he said, "Hey, I love you. I'm with you forever."
But I need to
But
go take this
but
vacation.
sometimes, when I'm on vacation, I might dibble and dabble a little bit. But I ain't gonna embarrass you. I ain't gonna bring no babies back. I ain't gonna bring no STDs back. It's just when I leave a little bit, I might XYZ. And when I come back home, everything's good.
or say, let me bring my ex, with us
That's
on a
not
family
happening.
trip.
Oh
That's
hell, wait, come
Oh
on.
what? Oh
Why
hell
would you?
no!
Why would you? Why would you? If you just said you don't want
Strong
them to
black
be.
woman.
what
Strong
what
black
happened?
woman
What?
answer.
What
I'm about to get
happened?
the strong black woman answer. Hell no. Damn it. We're not gonna allow that.
Man,
Hell no.
Look,
Yeah.
my philosophy is a man don't even have to have $2 in his pocket. If he's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat. So the concept of him having money is just like I understand it's way different because you can move differently, right? But in all essence, men are gonna do what they want to do anyway, right? So I'm gonna honestly bring it back to that respect factor in my, like how you said, the communication, the coming to you, that respect factor has to be there, and having that sitting down and just discussing something versus I don't know.
but well, all men don't cheat, but
And
we
I
but we
agree
speaking about the kind of men
with
that when
money,
you
and
got,
that's what Kevin Samuels is
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
and that's what he was saying. Yeah,
yeah. So that's basically what Kev is saying. When you
yeah,
got this type of money, the type of women that throw themselves are coming at you on a daily
yeah,
basis. It's like, if you're a pretty girl, you on Instagram, like people coming at you every single day,
yeah,
right? So that's the equivalent if you're Bill Gates.
yeah. And shit
Man's a
changed when you got
billionaire.
money.
Yeah.
You
Come
know,
on, man. You getting the
it
best of the
does.
best.
It really does. It changes character too.
I
It
don't, I don't
does.
think it
It really
changes
does.
character.
It changes your
I
character
think
one
it
hundred
make you
percent.
more of who you already are.
but when you didn't have the money, you wasn't as bold.
Yeah, but when you got the money, you became bolder
Changed your character
because
though.
uh,
It
yeah,
changed you. It gave you that confidence, that mojo you didn't have before,
The
so to
money
speak.
does it.
Money does it. Money is
Money, money makes them come holler when they wasn't gonna holler before.
man.
money
If
make you do
Bill
it.
Gates ain't had the kind of money he has, obviously this is a different situation. But when you throw a B on somebody's name, women coming, and I think that that's a real conversation that you got to have with your significant other. Like,
No,
hey,
the communication is
yeah,
key.
you
Yes,
gotta communicate that. Now, some women are naive, and some women are just like, man, look, just don't let me see it, because it's happened in the past. As far as I'm believe without in the, within the, our grandparents or uncles that you may have known that you grown up with. Well, one side I have family on another side of the city, and grandma might have known. But
Mm.
the rest of the family didn't know, but grandma knew. As long as you ain't bring XYZ, as long as you weren't publicly embarrassing me, grandma was okay with it. Or it might could have been the other side. Or sometimes you have this one odd cousin that's just so weird, but that's the one guy who grandma done stepped out, and this kid is so different to everybody else because grandma got to get back. You know what I mean? So it's happening. It's gonna keep happening. Just now we in a social media age where it's like,
it's different
yeah, people gonna speak out about it.
now.
People are like, well, I would never accept this. Well, you don't know what. First of all, you don't know what you accept until you in that situation.
Yeah, facts,
Mm. Until
major
you're in that
facts.
situation.
What do you think about Kevin Samuels in general, Fritz?
I like him.
Do you think his views and what he's saying is on point? Everything he says is
I mean, he says certain things that are like sideways in a sense, but I respect how he's coming. And I respect that he puts a voice in certain demographic. He's speaking for a certain demographic that doesn't want to speak out in the way that he speaks out, which is reality.
and what demographic is that?
Just the men that just accept everything and just moved on with life and they said, all right, it is what it is. Like,
Right.
they know the truth, but they just keep it. There's a lot of men that know the truth. What he's saying is a lot of men know. Like, listen, lady, you're not all that. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve what you're screaming for. You don't. I know, but average men either
Can
go
I
look
say
out for the
something on that
feeling.
factor though? Because sometimes you sit there and you say you're not all that from one point of view, but then there's certain men that kind of gravitate to those women who you may say is not all that because she might be easier to get, right? And I'm not saying all women is easier. I'm just saying you got sometimes you
Let's clarify when I say all that, right? Now, no disrespect in the city that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? Um, but there's some women that I've come across in Palm Beach County that treat themselves on a higher standard that really and all that. And then most men just don't say nothing. They're just like, yo, boom.
let it
They
happen.
have they just let it happen because they gotta deal with that. Now the men that's traveled out of this place and gone to different states and different areas, they like, man, what the hell was I dealing with?
Yeah.
It's just like the men who go to Dominican Republic and they come back here and say, yo, I will never talk to a woman in America again when I've got women who looks like J Lo sweating me with no problem. So what I'm getting at is like, there's women that act a certain way because they want to. You just gotta be like, you know what? Just let them be who they are. I've seen better looking than you. I've done dealt with better looking with you. But in your mind, somebody done tricked you. But I'm just gonna leave you where you at. Just do what you gotta do. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then some men gotta be like, you know what? Just leave her alone because she's really not like, like she really doesn't know. And like, there's some men that just stay quiet. Staying quiet works out better than saying anything. To
In
be
what
honest,
in what sense?
I mean, I mean, I mean, just you can see something and say, you know what? I better upstate and be quiet
Okay.
than to hurt her feelings and go on with life and say, all right, it is what it is.
Now, some women have some very bad attitudes, and they're
Terrible.
attaching it to the way that they think that they look. They're attaching it to the love that they get on Facebook or Palm Beach or Facebook or wherever or Instagram, and it kind of inflates their ego, so they carry themselves in a certain way. So it comes down to, for me, is men would men rather deal with a submissive seven
Mm.
or stubborn 10, a cooperative
Submissive seven. I
seven
like that.
or a
I know you do, Mr.
stubborn
Obey.
10. So for me, it would be I'm a roll with a submissive 7 or 8 more so than deal with a stubborn 10 who don't want to allow for the situation to be for her to be submissive or she got because so many guys are pumping their head up that she don't want to shit her ego is just through the roof. So
Yeah, I agree with you. You right there. You ain't got nothing to say, Issa. You
Well, I
quiet over
mean,
there.
no, because we everybody wants a woman to be submissive. I keep on hearing that word, obey, submissive, but then like sometimes the men aren't leadable, or y'all want the woman to be submissive, but what are you bringing to the table for them to submit to? And I don't think a lot of men talk about that. I think a lot of men just want to say that submissive part because you're a man, but that don't deem you to have someone to lead a family. If you out there bullshitting, just
right.
because you're a man, I don't have to submit to you because you have a dick in between your pants. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to show me that you're somebody that's going to lead me in the right direction for me to submit to you.
And what kind of leadership are you looking for? What you going with Jesus for?
Because
It's a
like
question.
okay, so he has to put God first. He has to like put his family first, take care of home.
Hold on. You got to put God first
Yeah, for me,
for you.
you have to believe in
So
God. That's a
can
deal
he
breaker
pull
for
out the
me.
Bible and say in the Bible and tell you to submit to your man?
Yes,
He can.
yes.
So he already got you already. If you talk about God first, you're supposed to submit already.
You just asked me qualities. I didn't say that that man has that qualities. If he doesn't have that qualities, I'm not going to submit to you.
But if he brought that quality of God to the table and said, "Hey, listen,"
No,
and showed
sometimes we get in relationships that we don't really look down the checklist. We just freaking just get with our eyes and then get caught up and then whatever. And now we in love. And then now later on, past, not, it doesn't always work in the way which it should work sometimes.
so what you're trying to tell me right now is that the man can look good and you oversee God.
What I'm saying to you is, I make it into a relationship, me or anyone else, make it into a relationship, not understanding if this person has all the checklists that we want. We kind of start to date them and then we just kind of like get in that giddy butterfly stage, and we anticipate them to either be a certain way. And I'm not just saying just me in general, I'm just saying the relationship factors. We don't always check off what we want out of a relationship until it's too damn too in too deep. Now, those are facts.
Mm, okay, I hear you. Political correct that answer.
No, I mean, what's political about that?
I mean,
You
you.
dated every woman you dated, checked all your lists. You get quiet every time somebody asks you a question.
All the women. Oh, there you go, jab. Uh,
Every time you date somebody, do they
yes,
check all your lists?
they've checked eight. They checked the list.
All your lists.
Before you get
No man
exclusive,
has all lists.
That's my
We
point.
have one or
You
two. We
don't,
have one or
that's my
two lists,
point. And on
and
top of
most
that,
men don't say, "Do we got God involved in the top three list?"
I mean, I just believe in God. I don't need to be with no atheist either.
No, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, if you got just, like, are you believe in God? Like, yeah, okay, let's go. Like, I mean, why are you getting so deep as far
But
as,
our question is that what would you do? What are you looking for the man? And when you say lead, you
that's
say
what I'm
most
saying.
men, and then you name God, and then I'm like, okay,
But I
so
said believe in God. I didn't say like
believe
he
in
has to
God.
be a preacher in the church and like
Okay.
okay.
like I need you to know that you believe in it. That's where you're headed. That's where you're going to lead our family.
I don't think most women want their man to lead. They talk it. It sounds great, but they don't want to do it. Society has made them be individually um, separate from that whole "I'm going to listen to my man" situation. If they've been doing it by themselves for so long, there's no man that's going to come in and come lead. They can try the damnedest, but if she's independent,
I
it's not going
think
to happen.
I think you talk about
I think what most women want is a moment of peace. That's what they want, a moment of peace from what they've been doing already. They've been paying the bills on their own. They've been doing this. They just want a moment of peace. Like, okay, I need somebody to assist me to be able to rest and take care of
I
myself.
think that's twofold though. I think society sometimes have made men a little lazy. And I think some
What?
women has made men
Society?
a little bit.
You got to elaborate on that one.
Okay, so I think, and women too, though. I think, and maybe some of these independent women you're talking about, because I've known a lot or a couple of women who allow a man not to have a job, not to have. I mean, and we're talking about 30, 40 years old,
Where they
a
at?
car, and they shacking up with the woman in their household, and the woman paying, like the woman's taking over the role of a man, and the man just sitting there now being Mr. Mom. Like roles have changed lately. You cannot deny that. Yes or no?
I mean, roles has changed for
Thank
different
you.
reasons, but
Regardless of the reasons, I don't think that we're holding our men up to the standard of what they should be, so to speak.
listen,
Oh, that's a heavy sign.
listen. Any man, I don't know about Lee. I ain't gonna not Lee. I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't know if Lee like this or whatever. But most men who say, "Hey, I don't want to stay in the house of a woman taking care of all the bills," the only reason he's probably saying that because his stuff been thrown out before, out the house, and he ain't like that feeling when she said, "Turn the locks on the door," and she said, "All this is mine." What man will not want to stay home and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna take care of the kids," and then you pay the bill,
You would
and
be okay
I'm
with you
giving
would be
you.
okay with staying home and
Of course I would, but I've experienced my clothes being thrown out before. I've
Ray
experienced
said
what
it
is
he
it?
ain't
What
doing.
going
is
back
it?
to that.
Huh?
I say he ain't going back to
I
that.
ain't
But
going back to
I'm
that.
confused
You know
as
what I'm saying?
to
No man wants to go
Yeah.
back to that. I've experienced. No, what I'm saying is there's certain experience that men go through. It's either they're gonna go through it again because they know what the travels is gonna be. Any man who's ever borrowed a woman's car and they didn't have a car, and that woman says, "Don't drive my car
where's
ever
your car?
again," don't they know that feeling?
Where's your
They don't
car?
want that feeling.
Where is your car,
Could be in
sir?
the
Who
shop.
knows?
What do you mean who knows?
Could have gotten
Listen,
the act. It's
first thing, women
life.
are
Give
more
me some
advanced.
scenarios.
It's a
Where's your
life.
car?
Stop. Most women are advanced than men anyway. Okay.
Men-
By
in our
time,
minds, not
by the time a man reaches 18, 19, he has a car. He doesn't have a car.
okay.
But if a man doesn't have a car, he's driving his girlfriend car, right?
Uh-huh.
Some men never. 90% of the men have experienced a woman telling them, "Do not drive my car."
She has the very right to say that if he does
But
not have a
she's
car.
being vindictive when she does that.
Where's your car, sir?
I don't have my
It's
car.
a
I'm
Then get a
using
lot.
your
car.
car so we can
Then
both
go.
work together.
Okay, so you're talking about a specific
I'm not talking about
scenario.
scenario. I'm giving you an explanation that most men have experienced something in their life that they don't want to turn to. Which
Right.
man doesn't
So
want
if
to
you
stay home?
have your
Which man doesn't want to stay home, take care of the kids, and turn the role and say, "Yo, you work, you do it, or whatever." If a man has never been kicked out of a house, locks changed on him, don't drive my car, don't do certain things, he doesn't want to experience that
that's
again.
why the
Because
role
it's
of a
the
man is
most
to
disrespectful,
provide.
hurtful
That's
thing.
why the role of a man that you want
There's
to
no
lead.
role.
So you want a woman to work all goddamn day and come home and submit to you?
No, they don't got to submit. They don't got to submit. I'm giving you an example
We're talking
that
about
there's
submit. You
men.
asked me how would I want a man to lead? I would want a man to lead by freaking leading, like providing them. I need to feel protected. I need to know that if shit go down, you got me. Like I need to know
Like
that you're.
he can shoot somebody.
Well, I'm not saying
So what are you
shoot.
talking
I'm
about?
just
Got
saying
you.
you're saying, Fritz, that in a relationship that you're give me the scenario of the kid who don't 19 don't have a car.
No, I'm giving you
We're
a
talking about
scenario.
submission
No.
and leading.
We were talking about submission. We were talking about leading, but then you asked a question, and I said most men, not all, wouldn't have a problem of staying home watching their kids while the woman work. But if they've ever experienced,
And you want a woman to respect you.
listen, if they ever experience, don't drive my car. Do
You're
not
talking
and
about something
change the
personal.
locks on their door. They've experienced hard work. If they've experienced that,
What
they're
up,
not gonna
Steve?
they're not gonna do it.
Steve joined the live. And
They're not gonna
school
do
these
it.
men about freaking.
It's not about
Sorry, I didn't mean
schooling.
men.
Well,
Go ahead.
It's not about
Go. I didn't
schooling.
mean to say that.
It's about you understanding.
Help me
scenarios that men
understand. Okay, so you want me to
I,
understand that this man doesn't have a car and he's going through something. That's fine. Man can go through something. That's what a role of the partner should be. When you're down to help you out. What I'm saying to you is that if you, the question was, what do I want in a man in order for me to submit to him? To lead, I need you to lead.
So him not having a car, definitely he can't leave. Huh?
At a certain age, you should be a
What's your age?
little.
What's your age cap?
I just said like 30, 40. You should have.
34. If
I
you don't
don't
got
care
a
if you have a
car, boom.
hoopty. You should have a car, sir.
but
Why?
I'm not letting a woman take take care of me. I'm not. I'm
There
not
we
gonna.
go.
I'm not gonna be
I'm gonna
Mr.
return to
Mom.
son. Because,
At first, my
I
guy,
never said nothing about women
but
taking care of nobody.
but
What I'm trying to
bro, you said
explain
you
to
wanted to
you,
take home, stay home and take
what
care
I'm
of the
saying is
kids.
there's some men that wouldn't mind that. But if they've been through certain
Then-
experiences in life, they're not going
Yeah.
to do it because they're not going to want to go through that situation with a woman.
That shouldn't be their mindset to be in a situation to where a woman can kick them out. You should have your own shit so that you stand firm on your ground. Therefore, you bring in your family to lead.
I pride myself on working, on my purpose, building, grinding. Like it's like I couldn't just stay home and be like, babe, I folded the clothes a day. I got the
Bro,
food
like,
in
come
the
on.
oven.
Like,
Like,
if I gotta do
nah,
it on my own, I'm gonna be on my own.
nah.
That's
For
facts.
me, that wouldn't work. Like, that
That's
wouldn't work.
law.
I just don't think a woman can respect you if she's out there
I ain't even gonna talk no more.
doing
Go
X,
ahead.
Y, Z, and she come home
That's
and
what I'm
then
talking
and you
about.
in there with an apron
Mhm.
on. Now, what Fritz is saying is there are some guys who want that, but they don't understand why the women don't respect that.
Yeah, but he's saying that the woman still should respect him.
Oh, she ain't gonna
No,
respect that at all.
no, that's not what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
What
Yeah,
I'm
respect
saying
that,
is that there's men that want that. It's like Caesar. There's men that want it, but if you have experienced certain things in your life, it's not gonna happen. Have you ever experienced a woman taking a car from you? You don't like that feeling. If a woman ever changed the locks on you when you come to your door and put your key and can't turn it, and it changed locks because she says my place. Most men who's been through that situation, who's probably thinking like, yo, I want to just chill at home because I've been jumped off the porch and I've been working all my life and been busting my ass and I just want to chill out and this. Okay, I'll take care of the kids. You work. I'll help out. They're not gonna do it because they've been through certain situations, didn't like it. Understand?
So that's
95% of the men knows that a woman can live with them. They'll never in their words gonna utter them out of their mouth. Hey, this is my house. This is my apartment. We already knows my apartment. We already knows my house. Let the vice versa change. Any opportunity she's gonna make you know, like you don't know it. Every woman, this is my place.
That's the reason you get.
Why does women do that? And it's all women. No separate nationalities. All women who does
It's
that.
mine. I'm
You know, this is my place. This is my house. This is my car. You be like, all right, cool. No problem.
You can't put yourself in a position for that to happen.
Exactly.
And if you are in that position, you got to be able to have a place.
Somebody said a man should never move into a woman's place. Period.
Never.
What?
Never.
Problem solved.
Yeah, but the person that's saying that, who's that? Who said that? A man or a woman said
A
that?
man.
A man said that?
Yes.
He been kicked out before. He been kicked out. The lock's been changed. Whatever. And he's experienced. He ain't like it. He didn't like it. He didn't like the feeling that a woman could throw his clothes out and the door lock on him. He's like, no. I can't let that happen again.
I agree with that though.
From my experience and a couple of people that I know, a couple of guys I done spoke to, sometimes when a woman is in a masculine position, she's the one leading that relationship. She talks to you crazy. She'll say stuff like, "This is my house."
Can I say that is my very point? I need someone to lead. Now, if I gotta get my ass up and work to provide and protect the family financially,
Right.
you ain't gonna come and talk to me like, yeah, I'm gonna develop some type of balls to, yeah, I'm going to say,
Hold up, he can't talk to you how?
no, like
You know
I'm
what?
not. I cannot submit to a man that I'm.
She leading a relationship.
No.
She's not gonna submit. That's why a man has to put himself in a
Absolutely
position
not.
of power. If that man is not in a position of power, she not listening. She not listening. It is what it is. You see it all the time on social media where the women say, if I'm doing X, Y, Z, why would I come home and listen to you?
Facts.
You know what I mean? But that only happens with, as Kev Samuel say, with black women. He said every other race of women, like Spanish women, Mexican women, they can have a man who's not making the financial boat, but still make sure that man got a meal cooked, still make sure X, Y, Z is done. So that's what.
Can I say something to that topic too? Though it matters if he is going through a slump versus coming into the relationship, like I said before, with nothing, or not even trying to do nothing or be nothing,
Right.
or get up and work,
And you know what? That's
and
not
you
fair.
settle in for taking care of the kids.
That's not fair because we as men will take in a woman who has nothing.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
She got a fat ass and we take her in.
That's right.
She ain't even gotta have that.
She ain't gotta have that. And
She
then
ain't even gotta have that.
we'll take her in and we're like, we can build. We'll have a whole vision of we think we can build, but we're not sure.
Well, women don't lift up a man that's broke. It's usually a powerful man lifting up a broke woman, and that's okay. we put her on a pedestal, we change her life. But women who's established ain't trying to deal with a broke nigga.
You usually get broke within the relationship.
Oh,
Different situations. I mean,
Yeah.
you selling some dope, you doing your thing, you got jammed up, and then boom, 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 and you ain't the same dope
And I
boy you
agree,
were
and that's
before,
where the woman.
and she looking at you sideways because it ain't for the money ain't coming in. Now she got to tighten up the boots. She looking at you like, oh, but she, you know what I'm saying? You was paying everything. You know what I'm saying? You got some women. I know a dude that was selling dope, section on section A. He was still paying the bill. He didn't even know the girl was on section A. He thought he was paying rent. I'm paying rent and paying her, and find out this girl on section A. But that cold game. And then later on, you know, things ain't working well. He's like, man, I don't want to do this no more. I want to try to figure out a different path. I don't want to go to jail for 30 something years and say, okay, we got to tighten up and do what got to be done. And she's looking at him like, you know,
Facts.
the money ain't coming in like it used to be.
Well, she should have been setting up too in the interim in the event a day comes like that. Now she carrying the load until he figured it out.
She ain't care about that.
The average person doesn't think when they selling dope or selling anything that they thinking the money will come in every week. Understand? And it takes a shocker to occur to you be like, oh shit, it doesn't work like that. Because when it's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in nonstop. And you swear you're the smartest person in the game until you get a damn monkey wrench thrown at your ass and you're like, oh. And then you realize everybody who's around you. But what we're trying to get at right now, we're trying to make everybody understand. What I want to make everybody understand, all men, get your own stuff because you do not want. Because let me tell you something: the worst feeling is coming home at night and the locks are changed, and your clothes are outside, bleached up, or you can't do nothing. So make sure you get your own stuff because these women of today,
Your clothes
they're
can get
not.
bleached though, even though you can't get kicked out of your house. Your clothes can still get bleached.
Your clothes still get bleached. It's a combination of two. You know what I'm saying? The bleach just shows that you ain't nothing. When she changed the lock, she's mad. But when she beats your clothes, she's telling you you ain't nothing. And then when she tell her friends that, oh, I kicked him out, it's always a friend too. It's always that friend that's
The nasty
single.
friend egging it
That,
on.
yeah, that's egging
Girl.
on. Girl, you want me to come over there to help you out? You know what I'm saying?
Always.
You want me to move your stuff out?
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's always that one friend. That one friend you got.
Somebody said you shouldn't be broken and be in a relationship, men or women.
You shouldn't be broke.
You shouldn't enter a relationship if you ain't got your shit together, basically.
See?
I
Who said that? A woman?
A man.
A man said that?
Yes.
I-
What's the difference?
Because go ahead, Lee.
It sounds like that's what women would say.
Oh,
It sounds
Yes.
like a female would make that comment.
no,
But
a guy makes
no,
that.
I saw you did. But I agree because if my money ain't right, I don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really trying. If my money ain't right, I'll go ghost for a while and let me figure this out because it's just different. When I could do what I need to do and do for you too, then we got a different situation.
I don't know about that. My money was right. I had the best sex in my money.
No, when your money ain't right,
Yeah, I had the best sex in my money.
hey, they say broke sex good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, put a little extra work. Yeah, put a little extra
You know what I'm
work.
saying? I'm trying to get some. I'm trying to get.
Put it down.
I feel you.
All right. Any
I
more
feel you.
questions?
We ain't had none on Facebook today. I ain't see
Amen.
none.
But one thing I would tell you, the Instagram is jumping.
Yeah, man.
Any more questions, Mr. Lee?
I guess so the one question that we did get was how do you know when to leave a relationship?
How do
Do
you
you know when to leave a
relationship?
relationship? Oh, I like that. You never know.
Nah, you know.
Not really. You know within yourself, but then you got so many variables. It takes. Oh man. Between men and women, I mean, it's hard. You got kids, Lee?
I got two.
You got two?
Yeah,
Are
I
you with the
know.
woman that you're with the two kids?
Nah,
Huh?
nah.
So there's a lot of men that look at you and respect you and say it took your strength to leave your two kids.
Boy, it took a boy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the
There's a lot
hardest
of men
thing.
that's looking at you right now like, yo, they need to take a picture of you put on the wall
Right.
because it takes a lot of strength to do that.
I'm gonna tell you why
That's
it's
facts.
hard though. It's hard because you know you're walking away from a two-parent household. You're walking away from that image you had, you as in myself had in my mind of giving my kids a two-parent household and knowing I'm not gonna see them every single day.
Were you
That
born
shit
in a
is hard.
two-parent household or you was
Nah,
a single? Okay.
no, it's single parent.
That's even harder.
And then
because you
raised by
grew up.
grandma.
So you grew up knowing how it felt without that.
Yeah.
And knowing everything. Oh
Yeah.
my God. you
the
are.
psychological, man. That's you know what, I'm gonna say this on that, right? Because my happiness has to matter, man. It has to matter because I'm not one of those people who feel like, oh, I'm gonna just do it for the kids and I'll live my life when they get older. The way this world is moving, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
I respect you for that.
Yeah, man.
He said,
Man,
my happiness matters.
my happiness matters, especially. But I'm saying that after I done tried though, I gave an honest effort, and
Okay.
I saw that this was a situation that wasn't going to get better. You know, so it's better off as us being separate and co-parenting. That way, our kids not affected. Because it's different when we're kids growing up and we see our parents or you see your grandparents arguing, and you know how that affects you, right? But then when you get old and you're living in it and you can see how your kids respond, it's like, man, I don't want them to see that. I don't want them to grow up with that because we're never gonna know what they're thinking unless we having those real conversations. But I know how I felt when you can feel the tension in the house. You know, that's just not a good feeling for nobody involved. So I made a decision like, man, this is something that's time for me to move on, and it was hard. It is a if I'm being hunted, it's hard, man.
Now, if you're gonna be 100, were you the problem or she was the
Uh, it was wrong from the beginning because
problem? Okay.
we got together on trauma. I had
Mm.
too much trauma and I put a lot of pressure on her. Because we was together when Young split, got back together. So I put a lot of pressure on her to help me deal with what I was dealing with. But I didn't even know that I was depressed. I didn't know I was grieving. I didn't know I was carrying a lot of hurt. So I put a lot on her to handle. And she can't handle that.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just wrong from the beginning.
When do you know when is the right time to leave? In my experience, I don't even know what's the right time to leave, and I don't know. I don't know because you could. I mean,
Some
I really don't know because
some is
you could be bitching and crying all the time and saying, "Oh, this ain't working out," and this one up, and you
Right.
still stay. And you be like, "Hey, this is what it is. It's all gonna work out." I never believed. It's hard for me to answer because I never believed in my whole life that a relationship is 100%.
What do you mean?
what do you mean by that?
Oh, like 100%. Like you found like you and that woman are so compatible and 100%. That's what's gonna work out. There's gonna be grief. There's gonna be situations. There's gonna be arguments, and there's gonna be certain things. I mean, if you look at all these Tyler Perry movies, they tell you write down what you got to see, the comparison that you got with this person, and blah 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 blah, and all this other stuff. But in reality, I don't know when do you know that it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Lee knew there was a point for him that this is it. But there's some men don't know if they got a point. To be honest, there's some men that's like, yo, I haven't reached my point yet, and they like, I'm
Because
going on.
some people don't want to, because when you leave a relationship, bro, somebody that you love, you thought that you was gonna be with. There's a form of depression that happens there, and that loneliness gets real. So people turn to alternatives, drugs, alcohol, weed, pills, whatever to help deal with that pain. But it's not easy getting over breakup, and and social media say, well, just get up under another person. The reality, it doesn't fix that
Bringing on.
hole. Right. It doesn't fix the situation, man. It's hard. It is hard, man.
Somebody said, you know, when you pick up new habits like drinking every day, to your point.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real, man. Cause you trying to, and we all go through it. But you see so many. Something happened on Facebook with well, I don't want to say their name, but the girl blasted the dude. He do his little thing with cooking or whatever, and the girl and the guy got together just after a breakup. They both knew they weren't ready, but it was just we consoling each other. And then the guy ended up leaving for his ex that he never was really over. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's always, and even when
That
I left,
rebound.
even when I left my situation, I took 3 months to myself to just decompress. Right? I just needed time to just be with myself because I didn't want to get with nobody else and be putting on that toxic energy. And then I just didn't want to be vulnerable with nobody else. Like I really needed time to just be with myself, kind of adjust to my new way of life. And it was different. It was different though. But after all that, now look at myself now. I'm feeling great. I'm in the best uh mindset of my life. Like I'm happy. My kids are happy. So it was the best thing I could have did. But I had to really like look myself in the mirror and say, I don't want to grow up in a dis. I don't want my kids to grow up in a dysfunctional dysfunction environment. You know, it's one thing that I went through it, but it's another thing to watch your kids go through it.
And that's a good topic you say right now because a lot of people stay in the dysfunction because they're used to dysfunction,
It's comfortable to it.
right?
Yeah,
It's a good point.
yeah. What about you? How do you know?
I feel like when you start messing with, and I'm not trying to be cliche or anything, but when you start messing with my mental space, like I'm just not myself anymore, and I can't be me. Like I'm a person. I need to be. I need who I am. And if you try to, it's it don't work if you holding me down and like you said, and being like things I can't do. If nobody's trying anymore, we all going our separate ways. Um, in a relationship, what has good and bad, and both parties have to always try together. Nobody has to be perfect. Nobody has to be, always on the same page. But you always work together to try to get to the same page, right? And
Right.
What do you
nobody
mean
just
by your separate ways?
what I say.
What do you mean by your separate ways? Like you're going separate ways? What do you mean by that?
So like when you get in a relationship, remember like it's all lovey dovey, you have the butterflies, you're doing everything together, you drinking out the same cup, everything's
All
so
that.
cute, and
Yeah.
then life happens, you have kids, and then everybody just like, like, real shit happens, right? So then now you have to learn how to um exist together with the children because before and children brings on stress on a relationship as well, right? And especially a lot of men don't understand that. I feel I'm not gonna say, but a lot of men don't understand how the women now is not as focused or into you as she once was because now she created a whole freaking human that she has to tend to now, right? And that bond develops a little bit. Hey, we got one comment. The bond is a little different in the beginning from mom to child. Then it takes a little longer for the father. Anyway, my point is, and then she might develop postpartum, and then you don't understand why she's being distant now.
That's real though.
You don't understand why she's being distant, and then now then y'all go into y'all little personal feelings, and she don't like, she not feeling me the same. Then y'all go, not y'all. I'm just saying in general. Like it's just you have to be on the same page. I always try to bring it back together. And if that's not happening, and you just being bluntly on the other lane, continuing like you're freaking making a U-turn, then no, at this point, we just not gonna waste no more time because you're not trying. I'm not trying. And now I'm pissed off every day, and I'm low key funny. I'm not funny anymore. You know, I gotta go.
Yeah, that postpartum, man. Postpartum is real, man.
It
Po-
is though. Postpartum is very
Postpartum
real.
is very real, and a lot of men don't understand just how real it is. And I have a friend. She was telling me when she had her baby how she didn't even like her baby because of postpartum. Now, she didn't tell me that, I wouldn't have never understood the levels that postpartum can make you feel. But even with that being said, it's nothing. I don't believe it's nothing that that man could do to kind of help that situation because that's kind of something that she's dealing with, and it's so hard because it's women in postpartum and their bodies changing. It's a lot of it's so
It's a
much that go
lot.
into it
It's a
that
lot.
and the man might not have the skills to know how to deal with that situation.
And that's key right there. A lot of men don't have the skills to learn to deal with emotions and feelings. Hence our last session,
Right.
or not session, but
Show.
episode.
Yeah.
And you guys deal and cope with it in different ways to where you, um, I don't know, want to go hang out with your homeboy now because y'all avoidance personality is like through the roof. Like if y'all don't pretend, like if it don't, you're not in it, you don't see it, it don't exist. So let me just go out and hang with the boys, or just, you know, leave the house so I don't have to be in it. But the women have to stay there and be there. Like y'all can do whatever y'all want to at the end of the day. Not all men. I don't like to be absolute, but majority of the women have to take on the brunt of whatever it is in the relationships and children, and it's tough on it's more tough on women sometimes when a man don't, like, to Lee's point, don't know how to effectively communicate or deal with what she's going through. Now she's gonna have resentment towards you because you not sensitive to her feelings. You looking at her like, what the hell's wrong with you? Nobody's on the same page.
It's a spiral. It's a spiral that's just gonna keep on spiraling, man. And sometimes when women going through that, they don't know how to express that. That's what it is. And sometimes the guy just can't understand. You know what I mean? So it's tough. So the guy getting his feeling
Facts.
because he might be trying to do X, Y. He might be trying to cook for. He might be trying to do X, Y, Z, and she's not responding to anything. She might even tell him, "Look, get out of my face. I don't want to see you. I don't want to be with you." I Because that's the postpartum talking. But when a guy hear that, it's like, man, look, what you
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like you just
Mm-hmm.
had my kid. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
be there for you. But it's just a
And then the
spiral, man.
insecurities come in with females. Your body not the same. You may not snap back the same.
Yeah, it's a
Mind
lot to
might not be
consider.
the same. Yeah.
Hmm.
What was the
Body
question?
might not, the body might not
Body
snap.
might not be the same. Sex might not be the same. Like it's a whole thing. But you have to be patient and learn to communicate to express that. But
But what if those are the things that you're experiencing and he's not even observing those things and he's like, yo,
now he's oblivious to it, or he
he's
just really don't
oblivious.
care.
Man, he just doesn't care. He's like,
Ooh.
yeah, you're still beautiful, you're still lovely,
Oh,
you're still
that part.
scrumptious, but he does not. But you're feeling all bad because you're like, oh my god, my snapback is backpack. So,
Backpack,
Ah.
backpack.
so you're like,
Hmm.
hey, so how do you? I mean,
Yeah, man. But it comes with like at 35, I know these, but at 21, like when I first had my kid at 21, I didn't know this stuff. You know, I wasn't shown how to be a man and how to love a woman properly. So my innate reaction, I'm finna go. Like I'm gonna try to help, but if you cussing me out, you snapping, I'm about to go. I ain't about to deal with it. But then that just creates more of the cycle. You know what I mean? So I think more about awareness too. You know what I mean? Because it is real. So yeah. So if anybody's got any other questions for us?
What was that question I was on the board?
I
they
think they were just
said
making a comment.
they said niggas don't drink
Yeah.
out of the same cup.
You said something about when you love a double stage, you drink out of the same cup with your boo.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, in
yeah,
the
yeah.
beginning stages, yeah, yeah everything's so cute. The dude can say, "Oh, baby, I just killed somebody." Oh, really? Like, really? Like we just be so oblivious in the beginning stages, and then
Oh.
like life just hits and the light turn on and everybody mad. Like life
Everybody's
happens,
mad.
life happens, and then we just don't learn how to cope with life. Basically,
Right.
is what I'm saying, and the stages and phases of life because we go through stages and phases throughout life. You don't just become an adult and stay that adult the remaining, until you die. And I feel like every decade you change. Like you go through stages and phases, and you have to learn your partner. You have to understand them, but that partner got to communicate as well too, and not just say, "Oh, you should
Mm,
know," or
mm,
communication is key, and it's big on relationship factor, so to speak.
yeah. So we got a comment on the ground. I think it's Brittany. She said, "What about grown-ups still using childhood trauma as an excuse as to why they do certain things in a relationship?" I want to talk on that with you. Anybody else got it?
I can, but I go ahead.
Nah, I got nothing to say. You good.
All right, go ahead, Issa.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, men who, well, I'm assuming men, 'cause you said Brittany.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, men who use their childhood traumas as excuses to do certain things in a relationship because they're not ready to change yet. They're so comfortable and complacent with their behaviors, and they've been living with them for so long that they don't think nothing's wrong with them. So, it's hard to tell somebody you're doing something wrong when that's who you've been your whole life. It's going to take like a breaking moment for them to realize, shit, maybe I don't do that right. Or multiple people telling them the same things that, you know what, you need to, you're doing the same thing, or three different people telling you the same thing, then you might kind of see, damn, I need to kind of change my ways. But if you don't feel like there's a problem, you're not going to change. Right. And if you grew up in an environment to where that's what molds you to be that way, that's a learned behavior, definitely you don't see nothing wrong until you know
Right.
it's wrong. Because you're gonna be like, shit, my mama did it. And the excuse we have all the time is I turned out okay. No, you didn't.
But
No,
you
you
didn't.
didn't. Because you got X, Y, and Z going on. You living. You're probably still in survival mode,
You
but
alive.
you're alive, yes. But no, you didn't turn out okay, buddy,
Right.
sir. So it's just a matter of again, it's like just kind of I believe everybody should go to therapy, not going that route. But I do believe that because there's something that we need to fix in in ourselves. There's always something that we could tweak. Self development is always key,
Mhm.
um, whether it be on how we look, how we've our biological issue, our environment we grew up in. And you never know a person's story. Like a lot of people could just look at me and be like, have their perception of me, and it's never what I came from or what I've been through. You understand? So, like, just knowing somebody and understanding their story, and then just trying to help them navigate throughout it, not always attacking them because they're going to be very defensive when you tell them, your ways is wrong, but just trying to come from a point of just saying, hey, we all can do some self development and it doesn't hurt to go see somebody. I digress.
Nah,
Want to
nah,
hear it
you
in the chat.
good. You good. I mean, childhood traumas is real. And if you follow me on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, you know I'm a big proponent of therapy because we all have these childhood traumas that we carry with us. And one of my pet peeves is people say this is just how I am. No, it's not. It's just who you choose to be. And sometimes the people like to use childhood traumas to excuse certain behaviors. Right? For me, it's like I know I had certain things I was dealing with from my mom. Right? I knew I had the um I lost my train of thought. I knew I had the issue of I yearned for a female touch or female love because I didn't grow up with my mom. Then my grandma died. So it's like I knew I yearned for that, right? But I knew that, bro, you got to go to therapy because that's not healthy to place every woman that come in, or you can't put that on them because they can't hold that. It's not something that they can deal with because they don't understand the level of hurt that you have when it comes to that. So sometimes with women, I may have been nonchalant, or I came off as I don't care. When really, what I was doing was just trying to protect myself from being hurt. Or I felt like, man, any woman that I love, God gonna take them away. So if a woman didn't understand the type of trauma I was coming from, she took my nonchalant as I don't care. When I did care, but I just couldn't show and I care because I felt like I was gonna get hurt. So but when you do the therapy, you express these things, you talk about these things, you see that what, it's a effed up situation that happened, but I still can learn to love again. I don't have to put myself in a shell to where I'm blocking off every situation. So people use it as an excuse, but it's real. But you gotta do. I believe in therapy to talk about those things and get that stuff off your chest because if not, it's going to ruin every relationship that you come across.
Agree wholeheartedly. But there's somebody in there in the comments saying it's not always an excuse. Can you elaborate on that? And then what's the question? Marley said to hear from.
She want to hear from Fred
I'd love to hear that perspective from brother Mr.
on the
Chris.
trauma in the family.
Facts.
Yeah,
People wants to hear you speak.
yeah, she know
The
Fred.
people has spoken.
Yes, sir. You, sir.
And Mr. Judge, you go ahead and tell me what you meant by that. He gets quiet when the questions come to him, boy.
Me?
What?
I don't get quiet. They would love to hear the perspective of the from brother exclusive, but they would want to hear exactly how
About
do I feel about family trauma.
yeah, but people using it as excuse in relationship.
I mean, it's definitely an excuse that a lot of people use in relationships, saying that, like Lee said earlier, like they say, hey, this is how I was raised, and this is how was going on, and it's like an scapegoat for them and stuff like that. And it's depending on who they're pushing their logic or the way they move onto who. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
If you've got a person that's been around and understands, like, yo, this is all games and tricks, and it's worked with somebody else, then he pretty much be like, yo, it's not gonna work with me. And then they leave it like that and say, oh, it's not gonna work with him, or it's not gonna work with her. They see right through my well. Do they even look into themselves and say you see right through their game? I don't even know if they look at it that way. It is like, all right, stop dealing with him. Somebody else, whatever the situation is.
Mhm.
So that's my perspective of it overall. Because I've heard it myself, like, people say, oh, you're using the way you were raised up as an scapegoat, which I don't get. I don't get the scapegoat part. Apparently, it must mean that they want you to think a certain way, and they're trying to say that you know better, and then you're not thinking that way, so you're using a way that you were raised to be your. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
The
Someone
Yeah.
like
question wasn't
me,
clarified, you mean?
yeah, the question wasn't clarified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think in general, they're just trying to say if you have traumas in the past and you know it's a trauma, but then you make it excuses for who you are or why you do what you do based on your past versus trying to fix or look into the problem
Right.
and work, move
Right.
forward from it. Not always saying, I am the way I am because of X, Y, and Z, but just saying, how can we move forward from this instead of making excuses, period. Because it don't even have to be from trauma. So, there is a reason why the word trauma is used. That's why it's not always an excuse.
True. I agree with that. I
Meaning,
certainly.
I didn't understand that.
Well, he's saying that it's a reason why the trauma is a thing because it's something that happens,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but it's not always an excuse. As in, I'm trying to use it as an excuse. It's more so like that is real,
Well,
but it's also our. It's up to us to fix that
then I was going to say
trauma,
that.
though.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Once you're
saying?
aware that that trauma
Yeah.
is prevalent in your life over and over and over, it is behoove you to
Mm,
say, hey, I might want to work on that issue. And I'm going to tell you firsthand, because a lot of people like to say, oh, I'll work on it or I'll deal with your own self. But you cannot deal with it with your own
Hmm.
self, even though you think you can, but you're not going to. And
Right.
that's why you do need to kind of step out and talk to someone else and a professional and learn the ways to get around processing, healing, and growing from it. Because
Right.
we are creatures of nature and we like to just kind of, especially when we get upset and mad or frustrated, we revert right back to our old ways because that's comfort for us. And it's our first like automatic response, so to speak. So you need something or someone else to hold you accountable and to telling you you're wrong.
Right.
you're right, 100%.
Wow.
I,
Wow.
I can't even argue with what you're saying.
Wow. I think first entered the building just now. All right. So that's it.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So, any social media tags? How can we reach you guys? Issa want to go or Fritz want to go?
Just go to oh man, wow. Instagram vibing. Instagram vibing is spelled VYBEN. If nobody know how to spell it.
Vibing.
You've got Vibe 95, which is VIBN 95. Did I say it right?
Yes.
No, I said N.
VYBEN.
I said, and then I said N. Oh, I said 95. Okay, but it's also show on the screen. And then we got Lee. I skip Issa because Issa gonna have a long.
Okay.
Oh wow. Wow. Wow.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll go. On my Instagram, I'm real dot estate dot Lee. I have also Mr. Gentleman Tips on Facebook, Lee Goldwire. I have my podcast, hashtag Gentleman Tips for the Modern Man. I have a Facebook group, hashtag Gentleman Tips for the Modern Man. We got a lot of great things coming soon. I'm going to be coming at you guys every single week, sharing my gentleman tips, sharing my thoughts. Going to be have some good guests, as well as me, Issa, Fritz, and another guest host going to be doing this thing every Wednesday. No, the first Wednesday of every month. So look forward to it. Be tuned in. We got some great things coming.
Definitely. This was definitely like a trial run for us because we tried to do the again Facebook and this Instagram simultaneously. So next week or next time we have this, which is the first Wednesdays of every month, like Lee said, we'll definitely have all the kinks worked out and um, go that route. But as for me, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at officially Issa. Um, again, Facebook and Instagram, and I just go on there and talk about real life situations and how it pertains to our mental health. Simple as that. So, thank you for joining in. I love the comments. Oh, and next week, every week, we're going to have a special guest female to help me deal with the gentleman here. So, if you do want to join in or be part of the guest female speaker, DM me and let me know. And we'll go from there. So, thank you all for joining in and tune in every Wednesday for me and every first Wednesday for this show. Thank you.
See you guys. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.